I call Amazon.com the Amazon Guerilla, and for really good reason. I mean, Amazon is huge. If you don't have this 800-pound gorilla sitting in your corner, you gotta get him in your corner. You gotta unleash this, and he's a very smart gorilla to boot. I mean, we don't have to teach him any new tricks. He already knows everything about HTML. It knows about RSS feeds, article marketing, blogs, bulletin boards, JavaScript. He knows all the ABC languages, PHP, Ajax, C++, you name it. This gorilla knows it. He knows all the alphabet languages. So not only is Amazon in the paperback department big, but the Kindle is where the future is. Here's a article I found online, and they're forecasting the Kindle sales to represent 10% of Amazon sales in 5 years. Now, this article is from August of 2009. So here we are in 2010, early mid 2010, and it is unbelievable the amount of Kindle, how much Kindle sales have grown. Right now, it's only at they're estimating between 1 and 3% of Amazon sales are Kindle related, and that figure is just going to grow to huge numbers in the next few years. Right now, they're saying there's almost 2 million Kindle owners who own the Kindle unit itself. That's not the ebooks and stuff, and that it's going to be 3 million by the end of this year. So the opportunity for marketing to this group is growing huge, and it's time for you guys to get into it. And also a thing that really opened my eyes was in January. This is an article from the Wall Street Journal, January 20th, 2010, that up until this time, the royalty for Kindle books has been at 35%. Starting in July of 2010, the royalty will double. It's going to be 70%, and my eyes popped out of my head when I heard that. I mean, there are a few requirements that have to be met. The price of the product has to be between $2.99 and $9.99. The list price must be at least 20% below the lowest physical price. Title must be available in all geographies. That's no problem. And text-to-speech type things and stuff like that. So this is really exciting news, and it really makes me want to expand my Kindle products. Now there's, well, actually, first of all, I wanted to say that also later on in one of the videos, we're going to talk about getting your print book, your paperback book, into Amazon.com also. And I'm not talking about CreateSpace, but I'm talking about another resource that I'm going to go into detail later on. That there also, my royalty averages between 60 and 70%. Now, CreateSpace pays a lot less than that, but we're going to go into that later. Right now, we're going to start, in the next video, we're going to start getting into your book into Kindle digital text platform. Okay, before we go ahead and log into our Kindle account, there's a couple of things we have to do first. We have to get our interior of our book ready, and we have to have a nice picture of the cover. Right now, Amazon accepts 3 formats for the interior of the book. You could do it either Microsoft Word .doc, HTML, or with MobiPocket. They do got a file also. Click on over to mobipocket.com. That's all you need. This is the default, so this. And let that load up fresh. And scroll down a little bit, down towards the bottom of the page. Publishers. Let me go down a little bit more here. Click on Login to Deploy Interface. Now, unfortunately, you will not be able to create a new account here. Effective September 2009, we will no longer accept new accounts for publishers to sell titles through the Kindle store or mobipocket.com. I mean, I have an existing account here, but this really isn't necessary. What I'm really showing you here is click over here on Conversion Services. Here there's a list of companies that will do your conversion service for you with contact information. But over here is MobiPocket Creator Publisher Edition. Go ahead and click on that. Now this is only good, I use Mac, so I can't download this and show you how to use it. It's pretty much self-explanatory. If you got a PC, go ahead and try it. These things are funny. You know, HTML might look better on the Kindle for your particular work. Maybe this MobiPocket tool works better for you. Or maybe just a doc file works good for you. So anyway, it's there. It's an option for you to try. Also, I wanted to show you this one other site here. This is CJS easyaspie.com, publishing for Kindle using MobiPocket. It's a little tutorial here to help you work on if you're going to use the MobiPocket tool. So it's CJS easyaspie.com. And also, okay, now to publish in HTML, it's as easy as using Microsoft Word and saving as HTML instead of a .doc. If you're using Apple Works like what I do, go up to File, Save As, then in the drop-down box here, instead of Apple Works, just click on HTML. Put a name in there for you, that one that you would know, say Kindle book, and then just click on Save. And that's as easy as it gets to saving in HTML. The other thing is images. You want, there's a couple of requirements for Amazon. They're technical specifications. You want it in .tiff format or .jpeg format. Image pixel dimensions of at least 1280 on the longest side, 2560 or larger preferred. Now, they have scaled that down a bit somewhat. They will accept smaller ones, but you know what? I like to keep them big, and I like to, because it gives a nice image. This is very important. CMYK color mode. No RGB. It will not show up if you use RGB. You must use CMYK color mode. And the file names, It must be with your product identifier name, either your Amazon ASIN, your 13-digit ISBN, EAN, or UPC, followed by the period and an appropriate file extension. So here you can see it. So it would be your ISBN.TIFF or .JPEG or whatever. This is the Amazon ASI number that they will assign to you. All right. Before we go into images a little bit further, I wanted to make sure you get the Kindle customer service number and contact email addresses. These are also going to be in the PDF file that you downloaded with these videos, so you don't have to worry about writing it down. It'll be included in that PDF file. Earlier I was talking about images. I was talking about cover images. Here we're going to cover more about the interior images and some of the requirements for them. First of all, images on the Kindle are black and white. Kindle for PC or the iPhone Kindle display full color images. So you want to use full color images because in the next year or two, Kindle will also support color images. At least that's what's in the works from what I hear. So I limit my images. I don't like to put too many in there. It can be cumbersome a little bit. I like to use plenty of hot links. They work extremely well. I scatter them throughout my ebooks, especially if it's a promo type, or you can even put in affiliate type links in there. Now the display area of the Kindle is maximum 520 by 622 pixels. That's at 72, use 72 DPI. And Kindle will resize the images and ultimately distort them if they're not this size. But the good news is that only one side needs to be at max, because Amazon won't change the image's height if one side is right. If one side is, say, at 520, it's not going to change the image. So let's say, for example, you have an image that is 500 by 600. Amazon will auto resize it to 520 by 622. Okay, if your image is, let's say, 450 by 622, or say 520 by 520, the image will not be resized at all because one side is already at the maximum. Now, you cannot center images vertically either. You can center them horizontally, but not vertically. To do a little work around this, this is what I do. You take your image after it's been optimized and cut and paste the final image into the center of a 520 by 622 background. So now your images are the fullest size possible and always centered perfectly. I mean, I used the blue background here just to show the contrast. Obviously, you would do a white background so that it looks like it's centered perfectly. So you got all your images squared away. Now think of images as pages. But you want an image to appear as a full page. So name your pages, or name your images like page number 7.jpg or page number 15.jpg, etc. Now create a single folder with all your images with no subfolders. Take one single folder with all your images, and then you want to add an index.html file for the interior document. Now call the images by file names. They'll be relative to the document, so it would be image source equals page1.jpg. So you don't, that's the way it would call the image. Now the Kindle doesn't support all HTML tags. Also in the PDF file that came with this download, there's a list of tags that the Kindle does support as of right now. I mean, that might change in the future. But take a look at those over. It supports most of the standard HTML tags, but not all of them. To force Kindle to a new blank page, this is a Mobi Pocket. This is what Mobi Pocket uses to force Kindle to go to a new page. So use this tag to force a new page. Alright, so once you got your interior document ready, you got all your images ready, you want to create a zip file out of everything put together, and name it correctly with the ISBN or your Amazon number. Alright, we're going to go into a little bit more of formatting your interior document in the next video. We were talking about saving your file as an HTML file. You can use Dreamweaver or Composer or Notepad, etc. for creating your HTML file. It doesn't have to be in Word. It just, some people are not very comfortable working directly with HTML. But if you are, by all means, go ahead and use one of these programs to make it. It's going to make a lot cleaner code than Word does. That's for sure. Yeah, and also if you don't want to even mess around with HTML at all, go back to the mobipocket.com site, and remember there was a listing there of companies and individuals that will do the HTML for you, do the formatting for you. And it's really not that expensive. It's like $100, maybe $200 for them to do it. You're not talking a lot of money. I guess it depends on the complexity of your book, if you have a lot of images and so on. But, it's not expensive at all to do it. And also, a lot of you guys have PDF files that you don't have the source to, or the doc file or something like that. Especially if you want to use like some PLR stuff that you bought 5 years ago that's been hanging around on your computer for collecting dust, that you want to use that PDF file now to make a short quickie Kindle product to promote your main product, which is what I do a lot. I do a lot of that on Kindle. I make these short little products that are actually promos for my main products. Like what we're going to do later on today, you're going to see is me uploading a promo for my main product. So this product will be a cheapy product that I'm doing today, probably in the $1.99 range, the $2.99 range. But it's really there to promote my more expensive products, my $20 products, my $30 products, etc. So let's keep going on. I'm going to assume in this rest of this video that you're going to be using Word. You certainly don't have to. You could skip the rest of this video if you want. But the first thing I want to talk about, a lot of people don't make a clickable table of contents. And that's very important. In Word, to create yourself a table of contents as you would normally. And then let's just say, let's use an example, say chapter 3 as an example. Using your mouse or keyboard, select the words chapter 3 on your table of contents list. Click on the insert menu and select hyperlink, or you can press Control K. In the hyperlink box, choose to add a link within the current document. Now you'll need to add some bookmarks before you insert the hyperlinks. Scroll your document to the place you want the link to go and place your cursor at the beginning of the paragraph. Go to the Insert menu and select the bookmark. In the bookmark box, enter a name for your bookmark, for instance, Chapter 3, and then press OK. Now use this same process for the rest of the table of contents, and also you could use the same process if you want to create an index to the correct places within your interior document. Images, you insert them as you would regular, and then just when you have the document looking the way you want it to look, click on Save As, and then Save as an HTML document. That's about it. Now go ahead, go over to the mobipocket.com site and download the MobiPocket Creator. And in the next video, we'll talk a little bit about that.